Now let's go live to CBS News White House correspondent Aaron Navarro. Aaron, this is a major defeat for President Trump. Have we heard from the president so far about how the Supreme Court ruled?
Mughal, we will hear a lot more from the president later this hour as the White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt just announced on X that he will be holding his own press conference to talk about the tariff decision at 12:45 p.m. Eastern. You're seeing her tweet there. We're also getting some color. CBS News is learning from sources in the room and sources familiar on how the president found out about the ruling. The ruling came down during a closed-door meeting with governors of both parties from across the country in the White House. Sources told CBS News that President Trump was handed a note about the ruling, said to the governors that the ruling is a, quote, disgrace, said that he has a backup plan, and then left the room. As you mentioned, tariffs are a core part of President Trump's economic policy, his foreign policy, so this is a big blow, especially for him in his second term. He's used these tariffs not only as a cudgel to kind of balance the trade deficit between the U.S. and other countries, especially Europe and Asia, but has also used it as a way to coerce countries into peace plans. And you've seen President Trump talk a lot about how he feels he deserves the Nobel Peace Prize given the amount of foreign conflicts he has claimed that he has solved. In terms of tariffs generally, he says that it is his, quote, favorite word. That's what he said yesterday during his remarks in Rome, Georgia. And in a Truth Social post from last month, guessing on how the Supreme Court would rule, he said that the U.S. would, quote, be screwed if the Supreme Court ruled against him on tariffs. He said it would cost hundreds of billions of dollars, that it would be a mess to figure out what to do with the tariff revenue gained from his use of tariffs, and, quote, who, when, and where to pay. So the White House is going to be reacting. We'll see him later this hour. They claim that there are backup avenues, more limited but specific tariffs that they have used and potentially could increase their usage of, but certainly a big blow to President Trump's second term and his economic agenda.
Aaron Navarro, thank you so much. I believe you mentioned we are going to hear from the president at some point today.
Yeah, he is going to do a press conference at 12:45 p.m. Eastern. So just later this hour, expecting to be from the briefing room here at the White House, we will see the president specifically talk about this tariff ruling.
All right, we'll see what he has to say. Aaron Navarro outside the White House for us today. Thank you.